Okay, if you want to run some of the models that I use in class, they are Java applets. Sometimes you'll get an error. So I want to show you how we can run that, how we can set this up, and then how we can run one of these models. So if I go to the website that I gave you for the bug hunt model, and you see I get this warning here that the application is blocked by my security settings. So this is Java telling me it's not going to let me run that program, and I get this error. So I know that this is a safe website. So I'm going to go down here to the Start button. I'm going to type Java in search, and I'm going to find Configure Java. And then in the Java control panel that pops up, I'm going to go to Security. And security level is high. I'm not going to mess with that. I'm just going to go to the Edit the Site list, and I'm going to add a site exception. And I'm going to go ahead and just paste in the link for that model, and you see it's this whole big mess. That's the address for the whole model. I just need for the main website. So I'm going to delete all the stuff at the end. And you see that here I've got now an exception for ccl.northwestern.edu, which is where these models are held. So if I hit OK, and then it's going to give me this warning, but again, I'm pretty sure this is a safe site. So I hit Continue and OK. Now, if I just refresh this page, now it's asking me, do I want to run this application? Now, it sees that this website has an exception, and yes, I want to run this. And here is the bug hunt model. So now I can play with this model just like we did in class. So let's play with it a little bit. There are several things here that you can play with. We're not going to get into all those. The most important one is to look at the environment, which is by default set to Poppy Field. That's the one that we want. We're not going to change any of these other settings right now. Let's just go ahead to Start and hit Setup. And you see that it's created the Poppy Field background, and you can see that it's randomly placed bugs of random color on the environment. And the carrying capacity here is set to 15, so it's only going to have 15 bugs to start with. You can modify this as you want. But now that I'm ready to go, I also look here at the initial hue, brightness, and saturation. And you can kind of see the distribution of colors of these random bugs. I'm going to go ahead and hit Go. You see that the time is starting to click up, and I can just click on some bugs and eat them. And eat, eat, eat. There's a bug. And here I can see a bug. And so obviously the bugs that are not well camouflaged are easier to see and easier to eat. But as we go along, the bugs that don't get eaten reproduce, and their offspring tend to look like them. And here I'm seeing some that show up. And so they don't get eaten. And now I don't see any. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Go again to stop it. And so you can see where the bugs are hiding by hitting this flash button. And look at that. And now that I've seen where they are, I still can only see a couple of them. I'm going to flash again. And so you can see that those bugs are well camouflaged, right? And so they didn't get eaten, and their offspring were also well camouflaged and didn't get eaten. And that's the idea behind natural selection. You can look at the initial distribution and the final distribution of color, brightness, and saturation. You can look at the bug caught versus time, and you can see how my rate of success slows down as the bugs get better adapted to their environment. You can modify a lot of these things and see how it changes your results, but basically that's how you run this model. So play with it and see what you think. All right, talk to you later.